So we have the heating element and the panel. It goes on the back side. Try to find these two little brackets here. Let it just slide down in between them, and that holds it from sliding forward or back, and that's the right area for the heating element and the lights. The next step will be taking the electric cord through a hole and bolting it to the back side. There's a round hole in the back of the panel. Feed the cord through it. Be careful not to put a lot of pressure on the side. It'll cut the cord, so just slowly put it through. And then you'll have this little mounting bracket, galvanized bracket, and it will be bolted just to the back here. Put a screw through. Put in the second bolt and nut, screw it tight. So now we have the electric plate mounted securely going through the back side of the unit. Okay, the next step, we're going to work on attaching this thermostat control to the back panel. This one, it looks like the nuts were already attached back here, so I need to take them off. So what we're going to do, here where this yellow decal is, this is your thermostat control, and it'll have an arrow for increase and decrease, and we'll talk about that in a minute. But the unit we want to mount it like this open area, we want to have it where the door is. So it'll be mounted right here where these two holes are. We have two holes right here where we'll mount the unit to the inside over here. So I'm going to take the unit, line it up, put a bolt or a screw and nut there. Then we'll line up the other side. It's kind of close quarters, so it's a little bit difficult to work the nut and the bolt. And this is your thermostat unit here. So we've assembled it to the back panel. It's secure. Our next step will be to take a wafer, and this unit works by expansion and contraction as the heat or cooling effect of the wafer. It will contract or move in and out, and that's how it regulates the heat, by using this switch mechanism. So what we want to do here is, some units come with this, some units just come with a, it's the same threading, but it has a rod and a 90-degree angle on it. Same thing, they're basically just a turning mechanism. What we want to do here is screw this wing nut onto this turner. And what this will do, this will help lock in a position, because this is going to be screwed onto the wafer, and as you turn this wafer, it's going to move it in and out with this switch mechanism. So that's the purpose of this. And then the wing nut, once you get the temperature regulated where you want it, so this doesn't work its way back up and down, this wing nut will actually lock it in place. So we want to take our wing nut, screw it on here, take it all the way to the top for now. Then on the back side of the unit, where it says increase and decrease, we do not want to cross thread it, so just slowly screw it through slowly. Then take your wafer, set it inside, and you just want to hold it there. Slowly work it in. Try to keep it level so you don't cross thread it. If it doesn't thread easily, stop and do it again. So you want to easily feel it threading into the wafer. And then when it gets all the way threaded into the shaft of the wafer there, just hold the wafer snugly and then just give a good little tug to it so it's secure. Now, if you'll see, you can turn the wafer with this mechanism. So what we're going to do on the back side just for now, we're going to take the wing nut and we're just going to put it right about there just to kind of hold it in that position for right now. When we're assembled and we put a thermometer in it and do a test run, then we'll unloosen the nut all the way back and just play around to figure out where we want that wafer to be adjusted for the temperature that we want at that time. So that'll hold it in place for right now. The next step will be obtaining some bulbs. These do not come with the unit. These can be purchased at a number of different places. But this is it's a low wattage bulb, and these happen to be red. They do not have to be red. Red bulbs help birds assist birds in not picking each other or picking their feathers. So you can use a red bulb or a white bulb. Do not use a regular bulb because that puts out too much heat and is not designed to regulate heat correctly in here. So these are indicator lights basically. So we do not want any big bulbs or heat bulbs or anything put in there. The unit's not designed for that. These are indicator light bulbs. So on the back side, what we will have, now your electric is all hooked up. So this panel, you only have a certain amount of area you can play with this panel. So just carefully turn it over. You can screw in one bulb here and you can screw in another bulb. And don't over tighten them because you can break the bulb or also ruin the socket. Again, one will come on when the heaters come on, and they do come on together. So when that light's on, you'll know the heaters are working. And the other bulb just stays on all the time, just as a night light or help them see so they can eat and drink 24/7. And again, I only recommend that to be on for the first 14 days. After that, I prefer to have that bulb off so they can rest and get good sleep. And this brooder really is only designed really for birds up to 2 to 4 weeks max, really. Again, just be careful to swivel it around so we don't pull on the cords. You want to drop it back down into the socket or the guide brackets that we have here. That holds it in place. So on the back side too, you'll see we have a sliding panel, and this is again to help get to the birds in the back. So we're going to shut the back panel for right now. The next thing we want to do, this is a thermometer. It belongs in the back side of the unit, and it's just inserted just like this and drops in kind of like this. The bolt is just there so you have something to grab. Now what we really recommend, this will tell you the temperature in the back. So you could actually open your panel and look. Best of all, it's best to take out and look at what temperature it's in there. So that's what it's designed for, to easy access the temp in there. For the first couple of days though, I think it's real important to also purchase a small thermometer. Cackle Hatchery also provides these at a real reasonable price. Well worth the money. For the first couple of days, it's real important to make sure you have the adequate temperature for your birds so they get started well and do not have any problems. We recommend one of these small thermometers and dropping it at the base or the floor level so we can make sure we can get adequate temperature when we start up a trial run to regulate our heat. Baby chicks, day-old chicks should have at floor level in here, they should be at about 99 to 100 degrees. That's the ideal situation for baby chicks. Every 5 days, you want to bring or drop that temperature down about 5 degrees. So 7 days old, it could be about 95 in here at the floor level. And this is a good way just to kind of check to make sure that you have it the adequate temperature. Now, chicks will get too hot, so they will naturally move away from the heat. and as they need more warmth, they'll migrate up to the heating unit. Baby chicks, when they first hatch out, the first 3 days, they don't have a lot of energy or body mass that produces heat for them, so they really need that high temperature for the first couple of days. Okay, what we're going to do next, we are going to put on the front panel and the side panels. We're going to take off the coating. We'll go ahead and pull the plastic off. If you leave some of the plastic on, I mean, it's okay. It's just that chicks might pick at it and get choked, or it's just another place where bacteria can form. So we advise you to try to get all the plastic off of it. And then on the inside too, there is a clear plastic, so it's coated on both sides. You can take this panel out if you're real careful and pull the plastic off. I've had good success getting all the plastic off with it still in the unit. It helps support it a little bit. And then we have the front panel that we set off to the side. A lot of times you have to take these side panels off to get the plastic that's in between here. So this is your front panel. The wing nuts will be on the outside, and you'll want to just come off to the side. And we have a guide rail here and a guide rail up here. Just make sure it gets in that guide rail okay, and then slide it on like that. So I've turned the